guys, so this is going to be a really quick get ready with me video where I'll be trying the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. It's a new addition to my collection. And also I'll be trying the Urban Decay Primer Potion, the Becca Champagne Pop, which I've actually never tried before, which is obviously crazy because it's a cult fave. But yeah, I'm just going to be trying those today and probably voicing this over because I've got very little time to get ready for my anniversary surprise dinner type thing. I don't even know what's happening, it's going to be a surprise. So yeah, I'm just going to be getting ready and you guys can see how the eyeshadows perform when I put them on the primer potion, and yeah, hope you enjoy this video.
So the first thing I'm going to be doing is just putting on some of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've never used this before, so I got a bit confused with like how to unscrew it and everything, and like how it was a little doe foot applicator. So I'm just going to be putting that on my eyelid, and I was using the doe foot and actually it's like quite sharp and jaggedy, the edges, so it just kind of like, it was kind of hard, like it was like poking my eye, so that's why I said ow there. And then I just patted in with my finger because I just thought it would work the product a bit more and be a little bit less uncomfortable on my eyelid. So I'm just putting that on both eyes.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Next, I'm just going to be opening up my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I was actually so excited to see what was inside here, and I get really excited by packaging as well. There's just something about good marketing and like packaging that excites me, like the little burnt matches inside. It's just so cool. So first I'm just taking Chaser, which is like more of a flesh tone colour, and putting that all over my eyelid just to set the primer potion. And it actually came out a little bit darker than I thought it would come out, so I actually built that up in my crease instead, which created a nice subtle transition colour. So then I just took Ounce for the brow bone, and thankfully it wasn't as shimmery as I thought it was going to be. Next I'm taking the colour Sourced, which is like a very warm brown colour, or more of an orangey side colour actually, and I'm just blowing that out in the crease.
You look dusty.
As you can see, this colour was a little bit chalky. Next I'm taking Cayenne, or Cayenne, however you pronounce it. It's more of a reddish toned colour and it's a bit of a darker colour, so it's more brown. And I'm just building it up on the outer V and in the immediate crease. So that's just being placed a little bit lower than the other shades. I'm just blending them into each other to make it look seamless and as defined as I want. Next I'm going a little bit bolder with He Devil, which is a darker red colour again. So I'm just building that up to the intensity that I want, and actually even though the eyeshadows were a little bit chalkier than I would like, they were quite pigmented despite you being able to build them up. And I quite like that about them, and they're quite easy to work with, especially if you're a beginner. So now I'm just placing my liner. I'm sort of drawing like you would a normal wing up to sort of the crease area, but then I'm actually not connecting that back down to my lash line. I'm instead drawing it like a V shape towards my crease, as you can see, and having a bit of fun. Next up I'm going to be taking the two darkest matte colours, which are called En Fuego and Ashes. So they're like more of a red tone, and then Ashes is more of a purpley tone. And I'm just building those up inside those liner barriers that we've just put. And I was really having fun jamming out to music and like really enjoying creating this look, and I'm interested to know like what kind of music do you guys listen to while you're doing your makeup? Like, let me know some of the weird ones that you might think are a bit out of the box.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you guys, honestly, Mambo No. 5 will always be a classic. So now I'm just smudging out the lines from the harsh sort of small brush that we've used to put on those darker colours. And then I'm creating like a smaller sort of triangle shape arrow shape, whatever you want to call it, just inside that liner that we did before. We want to try and keep it the same distance apart in the whole of the triangle, and I'm making sure not to connect it to my lash line because I want it to kind of look angled. And then I'm just going to fill in my lash line as well, but keep it separate from that triangle that we've done. This is just how I wanted it to look. Like, if you want to connect it down, you can do. This is just the kind of look that I was going for. And of course my camera died at the wrong point again. Great. But as you can see, I've put another line just inside that inner black line that we've put with the NYX Vivid Brights liner. It's like a liquid liner that is kind of neon coloured, and it's like a lime colour. So now I'm just gonna put on lashings of mascara after curling my lashes, of course. Same old, same old. And I'm just using the Maybelline Colossal lash because it's like a favourite for me. Although when it starts to dry up, it does tend to irritate my eyes because it sort of flakes into my eyes when it dries. But it gives me the volume I need. I've actually been using a mixture of this and one of the Rimmel ones because I just like the wand. It sort of separates and lengthens, and then this one gives me loads of volume. So I like to use them together. The Rimmel one's called the Extra 3D Lash or something, if you're interested in that. So yeah, this is how I put my mascara on, and I just kind of backcomb my lashes at the bottom, at the roots, and then use it to lengthen. And oh my god, just look at that volume. So I'm just going to put on some black pencil liner. I'm using the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Swerve, which is just black. So I'm just putting that in my tight line to avoid the sort of gap that you get on your lash line. And I'm just going to fill in my brows like I usually do, you know, with my normal... If you watch my videos, you know I always use the pomade from this Makeup Revolution kit. It's like the Brow Ultra Contour Pro Plus, whatever it's called, thing. It came in a kit actually, so there's not a separate product that you can get. At least not one that's exactly the same, but as I understand it, they do have like smaller brow kits. So if you're interested in that, you can get the Ultra Brow Palette, and you can get them from like Superdrug or Boots, and those are just mini versions of what I have basically. So now I'm just moving on to the skin. I'm using the Benefit Porefessional Primer. Everyone knows this is like a cult favourite because it just evens out your skin texture so well. So I'm just putting that on the bits where I get wider pores, so like around my nose and stuff, and I'm also putting it over my breakouts where I have uneven skin texture. And then I'm also using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer because I find that this also evens out any kind of sallowness because I'm more of a yellow based undertone to my skin. It's kind of pink so that when you put foundation on top you don't look sort of sallow or dehydrated as I am. So I'm just putting that on as well. And with this primer as well, I find that my makeup sticks better as well. It's more of a sticky primer. Next I'm mixing two foundations together because I am neither my darkest shade nor my lightest shade. And I'm also experiencing a weird like combination skin texture right now. So I'm mixing together the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, which is super drying, and I'm mixing that with the Maybelline Fit Me, which is a super thin, lightweight foundation. Yeah, just mixing these together. I actually found it a little bit drying, even though I'm experiencing more of an oily base to my skin recently. I found that once I went on holiday, I've been sweating and stuff, and my skin was just producing a lot more oil, so this sort of drier mixture of things is sort of my summer mix. So now I'm taking the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer, like usual, to brighten underneath my eyes. I'm taking two colours. I think it's ivory and either soft beige or classic beige. So I'm just using this to brighten my under eyes and the centre of my face. Now I'm taking the Lush Feelin Younger because it's just a really healthy sort of white based gold colour. It's not too ghostly, if you get me. So I'm just patting that into the skin over the top. And before I set my foundation, I always forget. I'm just putting on some cream contour. This, I don't know what the brand is for this one. It's rubbed off the name, so I have no idea what it is. Just use any cream contour you have if you fancy cream contouring. Today I did, I was feeling dramatic. So I'm just bouncing that in. Especially along my jawline. I need that definition there. So now I'm just loosely patting some of my banana powder all over my face. That's Makeup Revolution that I use. And jamming out. I'm getting hyped for the night out. And then I'm going to just mix the colours that we put in the crease. So mostly Sourced and Cayenne from the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Just going to smoke them out underneath my eye. And then I decided to put a bit of Ounce just down the centre of my nose and on my inner corners. I thought it would be a lot more reflective than it was, but actually it came out more of a matte. Then I kind of tried to take the Maybelline Colour Tattoo crayon in Gold Rush and put that in my waterline. But actually it was way too creamy to stay in my waterline. It was probably a bad idea. So if you have any eyeliners that are actually made for the waterline that are gold, go for that.
Oh shit! Nah! I made it worse! Emergency!
2 hours later.
So as you can see there, I kind of dropped blush on myself. That was the colour Rosy Glow. And now I'm just bronzing and contouring with the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, using both the warm and cool colours. Next up, I'm going to be playing with the Becca Champagne Pop, and you'll see my initial reaction to this is like, bruh, that is intense. Like, the intensity of it reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kits, but this one is more like reflective than glittery, but it's also kind of on the glittery side. And I actually put too much on my inner corners and had to sort of blend it out. That's how pigmented it was. So now, in between putting on my lashes, which are the House of Lashes Iconic Lights, like while the glue is drying, I'm just spraying my face with some Urban Decay setting spray, drying it, and then popping on one of my lashes. Then I put the glue on the other lash, and while I'm waiting for that to dry, I put my Pixie Glow Mist, and this mist literally makes you look so dewy. If you love the dewy look, literally that's the product for you. It just makes you radiant and glowy. So now I'm just putting on my other lash. And I actually decided to change up my lashes because the House of Lashes Iconic Lights are quite dense. So then I switched them out for the Unicorn Lashes Unicorn Flutter because they're more sparse. So they're equally as beautiful, but there's just more room in between to sort of appreciate the graphic liner that we've done underneath. So that's why I switched them out. And I actually done that at the end of the video, which is why I'm still wearing the Iconic Lights now while I'm doing my lips. And for my lips, I'm just using the NYX Simply Vamp Lip Cream in Covet. And it's like a metallic, vampy, like dark red purple colour. And that's the finished look. So I'm just showing you guys the finished look with the original lashes that I put on. So they're the House of Lashes Iconic Lights. As you can see, they're very full and voluminous. And then the close-ups are going to be of the lashes that I actually preferred, which were Unicorn Flutter. They're a little bit sparser and show the graphic liner underneath. So I really hope you enjoyed watching me create this look. I had a lot of fun making it. Please like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video you can follow my accounts as well if you want to see me create some other looks. And I'll see you in the next one.